Hi guys, in this video we're going to be talking about area, specifically area of a rectangle. Okay, there's going to be one particular formula that you're going to be applying to this math, okay, and then at the very end we'll review what the difference is between area and perimeter. Okay, let's get started.
So let's begin with the question, what is area? Area is the amount of space inside a shape. Another way to think of area is how much space a shape takes up on a two-dimensional surface. The reason why I bring this up and show you this example is because when you come up with your product of measuring area, that unit, whatever unit it is squared. So for example, when measuring a perimeter, you are just measuring one side of the unit, one side of the entirety of a square that can make up a rectangle. But when measuring area, you are measuring all four sides, the entire area here, which is why a unit is squared. It could be inches square, it could be centimeters square, it could be feet squared. It could be anything squared, but that's why we square our units in area. We do want to remember that because that is crucially important. Now, there are lots of different formulas for finding area of different shapes. The formula that we are going to be focusing on for this video is the area of a rectangle. So in the area of a rectangle, you have area equals length times width, which is different than the perimeter one, which was 2 times length plus 2 times width. That's not what we're looking at right now. We're looking at area. So this is an example that we have. We have a rectangle that is 5 inches by 3 inches. So I want to write down our formula. Area equals length times width. So area equals 3 times 5, because 3 in this one is our length and 5 in this one is our width, okay? So area equals 15 inches squared, because we don't want to figure out our unit. Unit is very important. Okay. This next one could be a little trickier, but it's just a visual thing. You want to be super careful just to use two sides because it is a rectangle, we know that all four corners have 90-degree angles, as well as both lengths are the same and both widths are the same. So all we have to do, let's write down our formula. A equals length times width. So area equals 12 times 6. Okay. Now the other interesting thing about area, especially looking at a rectangle, is you can specifically break it down to look like area model multiplication. So we could break this up into 10 and 2, okay? So we have 6 times 10, which would be 60. And then we do 6 times 2, which is 12. We add those two together. So area would equal 72 centimeters squared. This one is another one that we can break up very similarly to area model, because our formula, although is A equals length times width, we can still break that up using area model. So let's draw a box. Okay, now we're going to break it up. 15 can be broken into 10 and 5, and 12 can be broken up to 10 and 2. Okay, now let's fill in the boxes. 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 5 is 50. 10 times 2 is 20. And 5 times 2 is 10. I'm going to add all these up. 100, 50, 20, and 20, and 10. Add all those up. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1 is 8. 1 plus nothing is 1. So our answer is 180 feet squared, because we still multiplied by units to find area, which is this entire area. Here's our mastery check. When I say so, I want you to pause the video and see if you can find the area of this rectangle by yourself. Okay? Pause. Okay, let's do this one together. So we have our formula A equals length times width. So A equals 2 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16 centimeters squared. Here's another mastery check. I want you to pause now and see if you can do this one by yourself. Okay, so in this one, we still have our formula A equals length times width. So A equals 12 times 4. But I'm going to break that up into area model. So I have my box at the side here. I'm going to have 10 and 2 and 4. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 2 is 8. Add that together to be 48. So I know my area is 48 inches squared. Okay, this one's a big one, but I know you can do it. Okay, I want you to pause and try it. Okay, now before we get going, I want us to imagine something. I want to imagine that this particular rectangle is a field that you can break up into different square units, let's say, okay? So say we have this 25 and we break it up into 10, 10, and 5. And then a 30 we can break up into 10, 10, 10, and 2. Okay? So this is a 10, and that's a 10, and that's a 10, and that's a 10, and that's a 2. And that's a 10, and that's a 5. Okay? So that's how we can break things up if we wanted to measure it that way. Even better if we clear this. To break this up into looking like something as if it was area model multiplication, we can break this rectangle up by drawing a line here. And this is 20, and that can be 5. And then we can put a line here and imagine that this is 30, and then that is 2. Okay? So let's replicate that drawing that we just did into our area model box. So we're going to draw a box here, and we know it's a 2 by 2, and 25 can be broken up into 20 and 5, and the other side can be broken up into 30 and 2. There you go. It's not proportionally same as the other rectangle, but it is very much like it. Okay, 30 times 20. Let's see, I can take away the 2 zeros temporarily and do 3 times 2, which is 6. And then I add the 2 zeros for it to be 600. I do 30 times 5, take away the 0 of the 30, and do 3 times 5, which is 15, and the 0 comes back. 20 times 2, take away the 0, 2 times 2 is 4, 0 comes back to make it 40, and 2 times 5 is 10. I want to add all those up, so I have 600 plus 150 is 750 plus 40, 790 plus 10 is 800. So answer is 800 feet squared is our area.
And that was area of a rectangle. I hope that makes sense. And a few reminders, always remember your unit of what you're measuring in, and when it comes to area, make sure you square your unit, okay? And then just a general reminder, the difference between area and perimeter is that area is more based on multiplication and square units, and perimeter is a single unit and it's based in addition. So generally, if you just remember that area is the inside of a space and perimeter is the outlining of a space, you should be all set to go. Okay, see you in class. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Bye.